Hey, what's up everybody? Toast here, just bringing you another technical video. Going to be talking a bit about the blinking light wind today. So you've probably heard of this drop-in NES replacement cartridge connector that you can buy. They're about 30 bucks, and it's a drop-in replacement for the NES original connector, which is garbage, because as we all know, who grew up with this console, it's quite a task to get a game working in it at times. Talking like blowing on the cartridge, inserting it, reinserting it, blowing on it again, doing all that fun stuff just to get a game to work. So this fixes all that. Well, fixes that main issue basically. So whenever you put a cartridge in, it makes a more solid contact. So it's not gonna give you that flashing screen or give you any connectivity issues between the cartridge and the console itself. So picked up one of these myself and I put it in, and I'm very happy with it. It's been working flawlessly, like for games. I've tried most of my games and I haven't had a single one that hasn't worked on the first try, so that's so far so good with that. Maybe these fancy stickers you can put on the inside there. It's kind of cool. This console's actually been modded for RGB as well, or in my case that's video, because I can't do RGB right now, but somewhere down the road. But anyways, pretty happy with it overall. Most of the reviews I've seen online, people are happy with it as well. They don't have any major issues with it. I'm going to be that guy that does give you some honest feedback on it. So one of the things I mentioned, or sorry, one of the things that I noticed in some of the reviews is that the connector itself, while it works great, it's very difficult to remove games from the actual console once you put it in. So now I thought, okay, whatever, it's not a big deal. I mean, obviously, we're talking like, when they say difficult to remove, I'm thinking, okay, so maybe it takes a few tubs to get the game out. But it's actually, what I found is it's quite a bit more difficult than what most people are implying. Like, you can't even, like, it's in there, man. Like, man, I'm like sweating here trying to pull this thing out. So, for me, I mean, it's not a huge deal, but it's enough that it pissed me off enough that I had to do something about it. So, I did modify this one, which kind of brings me to this guy here, because I didn't want to have to fight with this thing every time pulling a game up. You can get it out, you just gotta wiggle it. And like, I'd like to think I have a pretty decent grip, but I can't even pull that out with one hand, so that was enough to drive me crazy, so that I decided I wanted to do something about it. So I'm actually a little bit surprised that they haven't modified this thing a bit, so that does include some kind of eject button, like on the Super Nintendo. I think there's enough room under there. You could probably fit some kind of, I don't know, even just like a tiny button underneath that would pop the card out. So, that being said, I just kind of went ahead and designed my own little ejection button just to make it easier. So I'll show you, like, it obviously it's very simple how it works. I mean, you just push this thing in, pops the card out, and you're good to go. Put the game in, push it back, the button pops back out, and okay, we're back. Sorry, my phone battery died. Where was I? Yeah, so I kind of modified, did a little addition to this installation to make my life a little easier for ejecting games. So I will show you how that works. Just let me pop this button off here. Already got the screws pulled out, so one sec. Now, right off the bat, this is going to look pretty ghetto. So the button is here, and literally all it does is it moves this little lever, which pushes the game out, like so, and of course it launches it across the floor because I don't have it seated properly. So Now I know what you're thinking, what the hell is this? It's literally 4 popsicle sticks and a bamboo skewer. So, I mean, I'm not Ben Heck, I don't have access to CAD software or 3D printer or, you know, a CNC router, so I kind of used what I had available to me at the time. So, concept is very simple. You're just creating a pivot point here for this little armature, and all this does is pushes against the bottom of the cartridge, pop it out. So, I mean, it's very simple in theory, and it's functional. I mean, obviously there's probably better ways to do this. I mean, I'm no engineer, so I'm just kind of testing ideas and whatnot, but it's been working well for me so far. And it's a hell of a lot easier than trying to pull these games out the regular way, so I just thought I would share this. I mean, something like an idea like this. I mean, I kind of put this together in a couple nights, just trying a few different ideas and trying some things. So the skewer, which is kind of the pivot point of this armature, it had to be epoxied to the back of this. It's kind of hard to see here, I realize, but there's a corner spot right in here where that's epoxied to. I was a little concerned about the strength of it because it does take considerable force to pop this thing out, so the epoxy is holding pretty well. I've got the skewer glued at the bottom there too. It's kind of hard to see, I realize, but so everything's being held in place pretty tightly. This metal piece here, I just kind of had that lying around. It's from an old car audio stereo I had. Just one of the release keys for it, so that worked well for a top. The top of the skewer there, and then yeah, just another pivot point here. Just another skewer and some epoxy holding that together. These popsicle sticks are sandwiched together. There's just 2 of them glued together basically for a little bit of extra strength, and then this part here, it's the actual button side of it, epoxied to the popsicle stick. And yeah, that's pretty well it. I mean, it's pretty basic. Did take a little bit of consideration to try to fit everything properly. I did want the button to appear, I wanted it to be inside the door. I don't want it like sticking out the front like this or something like that, so I did kind of design it around that. Yeah, works well enough for me. It's not pretty, but it's functional. And I mean, as far as how long it'll last working, I really don't know. I guess we'll find out. But I mean, I'm just kind of throwing ideas out there for anybody that kind of has this same gripe that I do with the blinking light wind. Great product overall. I mean, I'm not complaining too much. I guess I am a little bit, but I'm kind of surprised actually they haven't modified it since. Like, I mean, the date on this thing was like 2014, I think. Must be on the other side, but so I'm just considering how well it's done, and well, I'm kind of surprised they haven't kind of redesigned it a little bit to include a button of some sort, but whatever. I mean, no biggie. The pros, I mean, obviously the connector itself is perfect. All the games start up instantly without problems. Super easy to install. I mean, it's just basically 4 screws that hold it in, so there's no permanent modifications you have to make to the console itself. I mean, aside, I mean, with the exception of what I've done here, but so super easy to install, non-invasive installation, and yeah, it solves all your gaming issues related to that, minus the issue of ejecting the games. But oh yeah, I forgot to mention, this little button here is literally just an eraser, a pencil eraser. So yeah, real high-tech stuff, but I don't care, it works. So I'll take that. I'm not gonna try to put this back together with one hand, but yeah. So it's functional enough that that you don't have to worry about trying to pull it out from the front and breaking a nail or something like that if you're dainty or whatever. But overall, great product. With that minor exception, so just thought I'd share this, and if you guys have any other ideas, something that might actually work better than this. Oh, I should mention, I did have to remove one of these screw towers to get this to work, because this hinge actually does hit the one screw tower, so that's one little thing that probably should be changed in the future, so you don't have to modify the case like that. Other than that, it works well, and I'm happy with it, so just sharing that with you guys, and if you find it useful, feel free to steal my idea, I don't care. Just sharing knowledge here, so good luck with your installations. Have a good one.